Hello YouTube, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another awesome video. It's Monday night. You know what that means. Some Raw. Well, we are 24 hours removed from probably the most controversial SummerSlam in recent memory. What with Jon Stewart turning heel against John Cena, costing him his 16th title reign, which would have tied him with Ric Flair, as well as the controversial ending to the rematch that we've all been waiting for, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. So, got my notes. Let's get started. But before I get started, I want to give a big happy birthday. Not to you, Vince. It's your birthday. I will do something for you later. But a big happy birthday to my friend Sub-Zero. I don't know his real name or anything like that, but a big happy birthday to my friend Sub-Zero on the CBR forums. Today is his birthday, and I just wanted to give him a nice birthday shout out. You have been a good supporter, a great friend of mine, and we always have fun watching Raw or live events together and just bitching around and having a good time. So this one's for you, man. Have a good one. So anyway, we open up to Brock Lesnar. Anyway, Brock Lesnar comes out, and he's upset, mostly because of what happened last night. If you didn't see what happened, he kind of got screwed out of his match with The Undertaker. And of course, Paul Heyman cuts a magnificent promo. He says he doesn't blame the referee because he was out of position. He says he doesn't even blame the timekeeper because the timekeeper was being merciful and wanted the match to end. I can't do that promo justice. Once again, Paul Heyman cuts a magnificent promo, and the crowd in Brooklyn eats it up. Even when he took a dig at them, he eats it up they eat it up like candy. So he says that tonight they don't want another match. That Brock Lesnar doesn't want another match against Taker at WrestleMania, or the Survivor Series, or Night of Champions, or in 1 week, or in a couple of days. He wants The Undertaker tonight, and he gets Bo Dallas? Bo Dallas, you dumb shit. I even wrote it on my notes right here. It's reversed because you can't see it, but it says right there, Bo Dallas, you dumb shit. So Bo Dallas, committing suicide on national television, decides that Brock Lesnar needs to believe. Well, Brock Lesnar does believe. Believe he needs to take your ass to Suplex City. 5 suplexes. And an F5 just to be certain. But yeah, Bo Dallas. Fucking dumb shit. Well, he died as he lived. Completely delusional about his own self-worth. But anyway, next up, tag team action. The Lucha Dragons take on the new WWE Tag Team Champions, your 2-time Tag Team Champions, the Douche Day, or the New Day. And they come out with Xavier Woods playing a trombone, and they sing a modified version of New York, New York. And even though they insult New York all the time, New York ate that shit up. And I love the New Day. I really do. Look at this smile. They put a smile on my face. But anyway, this was a great match. Once again, the WWE's tag team division is on fire, and this match showed it. Fantastic matchup, but in the end, the New Day pick up the win. Then, the mark out moment happened. Just when you think that you couldn't mark out anymore, the Dudley Boys made their return. Yes! Yes! Now I know what you're saying. shintigercurl, I thought you were against older tag teams coming in and taking the glory for the newer tag teams. Well, that only worked with the New Age Outlaws because they're kind of over the hill. The Dudley Boys, on the other hand, because of their time in TNA, which I'm surprisingly thankful for, they have remained in impeccable shape. Hell, Bubba particularly, he is in better shape now than he was 10 years ago when he left the WWE with Devon. He has had a magnificent run in TNA as Bully Ray, and it showed tonight. And Devon has not lost a step. They came in, cleaned house, gave the what's up, and put Xavier Woods through a table with a 3D. And they go out and they say, "Do you know who we are? We're the Dudley Boys." The Dudley Boys, the most decorated tag team in wrestling history. 24 combined world tag team titles. The only tag team to have ever held the New Japan World Champion, the New Japan Tag Champs, the WCW Tag titles, the WWE Tag titles, the ECW Tag titles, and the TNA World Tag titles. Just when I think the tag team division can't get better, it does. Next up, we have a rematch from last night. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns take on Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Good match, a lot of chaos, similar last night. But it looks like, when it looked like that Roman Reigns was going to land a Superman punch on Bray Wyatt, lights go out and we have a new big bearded badass in the Wyatt family. Now, I don't know who he is, but from what I've been told by my another sub, Griffoon, what's up, dude? His name is Braun Strowman. If I'm not pronouncing this right, Strowman. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing his name right. I haven't really heard his name. I know Bray Wyatt mentioned it, but I was out of the room, so I couldn't really hear how they pronounced it. But apparently, he is from NXT. He was in their developmental for a while. He is also a multi-time legit strongman champion, so he's got some power in him. He comes out in a black sheep mask and proceeds to choke out both Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose like rag dolls. 3 times in a row, I am marking out. Next up, Miz TV, and we have Team PCB, talking about their win from last night. Talking about how they are changing the landscape of the Divas division, which I agree with. Then Team Bella comes out, acting, "So what if you got talent? We're the Bellas. We don't need talent." Which segues into a six diva tag match. This match was not good, and I'm not saying this because of PCB. It's not their fault. It's the women they're facing across from them. They're below where they need to be, so they have to slow down and they have to neuter themselves just to make the match competitive, because if they really went full bore, they would shame the Bellas and Alicia Fox. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that those women suck. They're not Eva Marie suck ass. No, Brie is okay. Nikki's okay. Alicia is passable. The problem here is, like I've said before many times, the main roster divas don't try to excel. They don't try to get better. They skate by. They don't go for the A pluses. They're like kids in school who don't go for the A pluses, but are just happy with B, C's, and D's, and mostly F's. They don't get A pluses, and they don't want to get A pluses. The NXT divas, they want to get A+++++, and that's what they've been doing. Even though Sasha Banks is not here, the fans wanted her. I wanted her, but she's had a busy weekend. She just wrestled that 3-team elimination tag match on SummerSlam and had a boss-ass title match on NXT TakeOver Brooklyn just a couple of days out, just a day before that. So she is probably just wiped. So whatever she's doing, she deserves a break. That woman puts in a lot of work. But yeah, Bella's win because Alicia Fox lands what is supposed to be an axe kick, but with someone else. But another, I think Dead X-Man said it best. It looked like a curb stomp because she just made it look so terrible. That match was so bad, the crowd turned against it. They just said they were chanting for Sasha. They were chanting for CM Punk, which means they were chanting for AJ. They started doing the wave. They called themselves "We Are Awesome." They started chanting for the commentators. You know what this means? This felt like a night after WrestleMania crowd. They just destroyed this match, which is a shame for Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, because they don't deserve this. We are forced to deal with the Bellas for at least 3 more weeks until Nikki breaks AJ Lee's streak as WWE Divas Champion. And then she'll probably drop the belt, and the Bellas will leave. What a great way to what a great way to say goodbye to the fans. Shit on a better Divas legacy. The Bellas. Next up, the Lords of Darkness. The Cosmic King, King Barrett, takes on Cody Rhodes. Teams up with Stardust. But before the match even gets started, Stardust just attacks the Cosmic King and just beats the shit out of him because they lost last night to Neville and Stephen Amell. Good job, Stephen. You did well. And, of course, the crowd popped for that. Then Neville came out, and it seems like they've renewed their rivalry, which I'm happy for. I hope to see more of Stephen Amell in some capacity. He was pretty cool in the ring. Next up, my boy, the man who killed the dreams of millions and millions of Cena fans, Jon Stewart, or as I have come to call him, Johnny BEEFSTEW. So yeah, Johnny BEEFSTEW comes out to explain why he turned on John Cena. He said, as a real wrestling fan, he respects John Cena, but he cannot imagine, he couldn't take the fact that if Cena beat Seth Rollins last night, he would tie Ric Flair's vaunted 16-time world championship reigns. And the fans got behind him. I'm not hating on John Cena. The thing is, I can imagine a lot of other people matching or even surpassing Ric Flair's title reign. One that comes to mind is Kurt Angle. I'm easily a Kurt Angle mark, and I'm not saying he could do it, but his body's kind of a wreck. But if he could do it, I'd be happy. But John Cena's not the one. Even though Ric Flair comes out and says that he was all for John Cena tying his record. Then John Cena comes out looking all scrunch-faced and irritable. And he beats up, and he says some stuff, and then he F5s Jon Stewart. I mean, not F5s, attitude, gives the AA to Jon Stewart. Yeah, this doesn't make Cena look all too wholesome and heroic, because he pretty much bitched about losing his shot, and he took it out on a 50-plus, a nearly 50-year-old Jewish man, a 50-year-old, 130-pound Jewish man whose main claim to fame is telling fake news on a comedy network. Not sure if that's going to endear you to the fans, John, especially with how well-loved and respected Jon Stewart is, especially after last night. But we're seeing little bits of the Doctor of Thugonomics. And, of course, he decides he wants to take out Seth Rollins tonight, who is getting his statue, by the way. You know, he said if he won both the U.S. title and the World Heavyweight, if he kept the World Heavyweight title and won the United States title, he wanted a statue alongside Bruno Sammartino, Andre the Giant, and the Ultimate Warrior. So they were going to give it to him. Well, anyway, next up, last match of the night, 8-man tag team action. Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, Randy Orton, Ryback versus Rusev, Kevin Owens, Sheamus, and The Big Show. I've said this on the CBR forum, so if you've heard this before, you can just skip this. But for those of you who don't know, this match was like a bowl of Lucky Charms. You know what I'm talking about. You love Lucky Charms. You love the marshmallows. You love all the shapes, the colors. You love those marshmallows. They're the favorite part of the cereal. But you know you can't have all marshmallows in your cereal. You gotta have those disgusting little wheat bits that are in there. So in order to have your marshmallows, you have to suffer through getting past those disgusting wheat bits that just seem to keep coming and coming while you try to scoop around them to get to the marshmallows. This is what that match was like. There were a few people in this match I liked or even cared about, Cesaro and Owens being two of them, but the rest I didn't much care for. Ziggler and Rusev's feud disgusts me at this point. I didn't care for the Intercontinental match. Randy and Sheamus, they're okay. But as long as Cesaro and Kevin Owens were in this match, it was good. Other times, we were just forgettable. There was some cat fighting outside. In comes when Big Show accidentally gives the KO punch to Sheamus, giving Randy Orton the RKO, giving his team the win. Owens and Rusev are actually upset. Big Show decides to push them away, and it looks like since it's August, it's time for the obligatory Big Show face turn. But no, we're not having that tonight. Instead, Rusev and Kevin Owens decide that they're sick of the Big Show and they just beat the shit out of him. And Kevin Owens gets a standing ovation. Kevin Owens goes to help Sheamus, but he's like, "Screw you guys, I'm going home." Then the winning team decides, you know what? Big Show's been kind of a dick lately. Let's fuck him up. And so he eats a super kick from Ziggler. Cesaro and Ryback bench press him up to allow Randy Orton to deliver the RKO. And Big Show limps out of the ring. He looks like he's about to cry, like the last time when Big Boss Man called him a bastard. Anyway, on to the Big Show. Seth Rollins, his unveiling of his statue. First, they give a nice little shout out and a happy birthday, and everyone sings happy birthday to Mr. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Today he turned 70 years old, the father of the WWE and the creator of the modern wrestling movement. Even though he is a bit out of date and he has certain people whispering in his ear, Kevin Dunn. Sorry. We're going to wish you a happy birthday, Vince. So anyway, Steph comes out, sporting both titles, looking all blinged out. Cena would be there, but fortunately, the Admiral and Sexy Power decide that Cena doesn't need to be there, so they kick him out. So everyone knows there's something under the tarp. It's not his statue. I called it. A lot of other people called it. So the tarp gets raised up. It's Sting. Sting attacks, beats up Seth Rollins, and holds the World Heavyweight title over his head, ending the show. And that's Raw. My thoughts? This was a surprisingly mark-worthy Raw. I kept asking myself, is this the night after WrestleMania? That crowd was hot and hostile. But there were some mark-out moments. Brock Lesnar destroying Bo Dallas, the return of the Dudley Boys, the newest member of the Wyatt family debuting, as well as Johnny BEEFSTEW. Johnny BEEFSTEW. Hashtag Johnny BEEFSTEW. I want to make that a meme. I want to see that on social media. Do it. Don't ever, if someone mentions Don Stewart in this capacity, no. Call him Johnny BEEFSTEW. I'm marketing that shit. You do it. Do it. So anyway, that's my video. You like what you see? Link, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions, comments, or just want to talk about wrestling? Leave them below. I'll get back to you. You want to support the channel? Hitting that like button helps, as does hitting one of these mini advertisements around my channel. They really do help. Or, it's up there, you know what to do. So until next time, shintigercurl, that dude in the straw hat, saying good day, and my boy Johnny BEEFSTEW got the game on lockdown.